Alright, so here's another comic review from another book that was sent to me by my good friend Chris, aka the Mount Vernon Kid. Chris, thank you so much for this book. And we're going to be reviewing the Nightmare Blog, or Nita Hayes' Nightmare Blog. This is written by Rodney Barnes and artwork by Jason Shawn Alexander. And this book is from Image Comics. This is, if Rodney Barnes sounds familiar, it's the same guy who did Killadelphia, which I reviewed a while ago. And that book has actually got its second volume, which Chris said he is sending to me at some point. But, yeah. So, what is the Nightmare Blog? So, the Nightmare Blog is, you could make the argument that this is set in the same universe as Killadelphia. Like, they do make references here and there, but yeah, I would not be shocked if... And it wouldn't be that hard to put Killadelphia and this universe, in this story, in the same universe. So, but what is the Nightmare Blog? The Nightmare Blog is basically a series that follows a character named Nita Hayes, or Haas. That last name is really hard to pronounce, but that last basically this character named Nita, who not only watched her parents die, but also watched her little brother get killed as well, set up a blog in Baltimore, Maryland, where people basically send her stuff about paranormal instances, and she goes and investigates. She's a parapsychologist, which is a real thing. It's an actual thing, and I'll get it. And I actually learned a few things about parapsychology, which actually kind of helped talk about this book. But yeah, basically she goes around and looks for the occult. While this is going on, a demon has taken over the body of an elderly blues musician and is going around brutally murdering people. There's a little more to it than that, but I will say that there is, that's kind of the gist of the book. Like, that's really the gist, the general gist of the book in general, where it's not so much about, there's a lot more going on, but that's the general gist of it. So this book does kind of follow a lot of the same thing as Killadelphia, where it does kind of deal with, not only supernatural occurrences in a city with a lot of history, but also deals a lot of African American history, which, being white, I don't fully I don't think I can fully understand on an emotional level. But yeah, a lot of nasty shit happened to people people of color in Baltimore, and they really do call it out for it. Rodney Barnes also goes a step further, and also, like, in that one, in Killadelphia, he talked about politics and how it affects black communities. In here, he's kind of talking about religion and how it affects black communities. Basically going out of his way to say, like, yeah, Christianity wasn't, you know, Christianity wasn't our ancestors' religion. It was basically forced upon them when they were coming off the, when they were being sold as slaves, and they could no longer worship their African gods. So much so that one of those said African gods shows up to help, to deal with kind of the situation, and that is Anansi. Yeah, which, yeah, that if you're going to use an African god from the mythology, Anansi is kind of the easy one to go to, because everyone kind of knows who Anansi, the spider god, is. And he's got some really good lines in here. I really do like him. His kind of personality in here and how he plays the story and the themes of religion. The comic is straight up horror. Like, this is Shawn Alexander, Jason Shawn Alexander. Yeah, Jason Shawn Alexander, try saying that 3 times fast, is a really good artist. He's really good at doing these grime, gritty, like, look at this cover right here. I'd show you the interior, but it's really bloody, and I don't, I don't kind of need that right now. But this cover alone kind of tells you what kind of artist he is. What really caught my attention when Alexander was shown as the artist for this book, because I had seen his really good artwork in Todd McFarlane's Spawn run, starting with Dark Horror. So, yeah, the dude is really good at doing depictions of horror and demonic energy, and also violence and gore. It's very well. I think the comic is very well paced. The first 6 issues are all about this story, weaving and intertwining about, you know, Nita's need to feel redemption and also kind of blaming God and all of that, and also dealing with parapsychology. What I also forgot to mention is that her dead brother's spirit is also the person who made the blog, convinced her to make the blog in the first place. So she's guided by her brother's spirit. Little more than that, but I don't want to spoil everything in this book. This is very much like if you really enjoy books like Constantine or Ghost Rider, so actually the Hellblazer connection is actually really good. This is actually very much, if you enjoyed Hellblazer, then you're probably going to really love the Nightmare blog. It's dark, it's violent, it also talks about some major political points, and yeah. Jason Shawn Alexander really knows how to draw a demon. I will say that. Like, the dude definitely knows how to draw a demon, and I really would love to see. I'd really love to see Volume 2. I'd really love to get the second volume of this book. I don't know how many people are going to see this review because a lot of indie books are kind of overlooked when I do comic reviews. But I am telling you right now, go check this book out. The volume is only $10, as all first volumes for Image books are, and it is definitely worth it. Like I said, if you're a fan of Hellblazer or Blade, you're gonna love this. Like, you're definitely going to enjoy the hell out of this book. I really do think you'll enjoy it. So yeah. Once again, Chris, thank you so much for sending me this comic. This was a lot of fun. I was very excited to read it, and I really enjoyed it. I'd really love to read the second volume. I don't know if the second volume is out or not, but I'd really love to read it. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this review. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.